MCFB is not dealing with only early years or 4 to 7. They are dealing with everybody.
MCFB is a multicultural organisation, so it supports marginalised communities from all parts of the world. And we support them as best as we can, but we also learn from them.
So the children that come to the junior group will have had a range of different experiences. Some might have an additional support need, some might be young carers, some may have experienced trauma or are struggling to adapt in another language. So it is harder for them to be able to keep up with their peers as far as their social and emotional development.
Sometimes you just feel isolated when you have no one to talk to. You get to see other people that you know and you get to catch up with them and stuff.
Well, it's quite easy to make friends because everyone's nice here and they're welcoming into the group.
It really helped me a lot, like during my struggles and stuff, even my parents too.
It's very easy to make friends because everyone's kind.
Me like more confident, maybe to go in school and I can also like get friends in MCFB.
MCFB is needed because there are gaps in provision, and a part of that is working on preventative measures as well as early intervention measures.
Those moms are very helpful, and they didn't just ignore me because I'm from the different cultural background.
The early years service is really like a very large family. Our focus is working with the diverse communities of Edinburgh, Black, Asian, ethnic minorities, and the makeup and the demographics of those communities have changed over the time that I've been at MCFB. The focus of our early years work is very much around fostering the early relationships between babies, toddlers, young child, and their parents, their carers, their grandparents.
The level of isolation that families face is huge. Most of the families have left their wider community and larger family behind in their home country. Mums have a chance to talk to one another, to share something of their experience of living in Edinburgh at this time, to think about the loss of their families and the difference in bringing up children in a world that isn't like the one that you grew up in.
So we're very fortunate to be able to provide placements for the future workforce of social work students. They are constantly changing in their practice as new practitioners and social workers. So what they bring with them to MCFB are new ideas. What we provide them with is this unique experience in working in a multicultural environment.
During my placement, everyone has been so supportive of my work. No question is a silly question, and everyone's always had time for me. When I have not understood something or I've struggled with something, there's always an answer, and everyone's willing to have a little chat with me and help me.
I think the multicultural aspect that MCFB offers, especially for social workers, to be able to gain that knowledge and understanding of what it is like to work with people from different ethnicities, different backgrounds.
There's not many Japanese students studying social work, and probably, I think I'm probably the first one in MCFB being a Japanese student here. Already the working environment is multicultural, and because we are multicultural, we are able to empower the service users in MCFB.
We identified and challenges minority ethnic families face in regards to transitioning from nursery to primary. Transition doesn't just take a year. That's is why we look at the project from ages 4 to 7. We work with children who have experienced bereavement, who've experienced racism, developmental delays, the multiple issues that gives them challenges in transitioning into school. It's that permission to make a mess and permission to use humour. It doesn't really matter how the slime ends up for me. It's if a child can, if that outcomes to be more confident, more relaxed in an environment, and maybe in this environment sees school in a more positive light, and can move on in school and say this is a positive place to be.
We have a huge diverse workforce, and the trauma that is happening globally affects each and us individually. We're not only dealing with staff from different parts of the world, we're also dealing with service users in our community who have been fleeing war and various other things and have maybe left families behind. So the global situation affects us deeply on a day-to-day basis.
Safe Haven is about providing a safe space for refugee families and children. This is to support them to settle into Edinburgh in the best way possible, in finding a caring hand that support them through the difficulties and the challenges that they face. The vast majorities of Safe Haven service users come from Syria, but we also work with refugees who came from Sudan, from Afghanistan and from Iraq. So the main issue, the main challenge that the families face is the trauma. Sadly, as we know, refugees struggle with deep traumas really, whether it's in their home countries, but also on the way from their home countries, and the difficult displacement after displacement until they finally reach Edinburgh. Sadly, if not all of them, the majority of them never access the school system because they didn't have it in the camps. So they come in Edinburgh, they have a shock of the school system, they don't know how to deal with it. So they have the Safe Haven support, having a safe space at the school, a person who listens to their concerns, supports them, gives them voice through this challenge, helps them to adapt the school in the best way.
Honor-based violence is usually done by community, and it's done with one purpose: to show this is what is going to happen to you if you don't listen, if you don't follow, if you don't agree with the way you should dress, the way you should talk, the way who you should marry and stuff like that.
It's any kind of harmful practice that is conducted in the name of honor. And the way honor is explained here is that sometimes what a person, an individual does is not agreed with by the family, extended family and the community. So, for example, if they dress in a specific way that doesn't align with what their expectations are, then that might be seen as shameful or dishonorable.
I think the most important thing is to walk alongside them when they feel most vulnerable, when they feel that there's no one to talk to and nobody cared. But here we are, we care.
Every Thursday, every morning tell my husband, today is my mom group, so you should drop children and I have to go there.
A mom's group, a space for women to feel safe and secure, and they can share their concerns and worries openly and it stays in confidential as well. And that makes MCFB unique and different.
Moms group is very important to me because I want to know moms with other countries, different kind of cultures. We cook different kinds of food.
I used to come here before COVID as well with my mom, and they used to cook and I used to just sit there and just watch them. But now that I'm older, I come here and I help them as much as I can and get on with the kids as well and see if there's work.
It's not about dealing individually or one-to-one, it's about working in a team and a group form. And this is very important. This is the beauty of mom group.
If there wasn't a mom's group, I think my mom would just be a housewife and that's it. Like she won't be able to she won't have the confidence to really, communicate with people.
A group where Frisia gets to see people who look like family, but they're not family, so she can talk about me or anybody else without, feeling anxious about what.
It's all about trust. If somebody trusts you, they are willing to listen to you. And if they are listening to you, all you have to do is assurance that you are able to do everything. You have the capacity and you can do it.
If the multicultural family base didn't exist, there would be a huge gap in provision for many of our communities from multicultural backgrounds who come and live here in Scotland.
It makes lots of kids have fun. And the kids aren't scared of anything. They're happy.